Assalamu alaikum and good evening to you all. Today we are meeting in second class related to English literature. I have already done first class. If you haven't watched that, please go through the description and watch that please. First of all, you have to watch that. Then only you can understand what I am going to say in this class. In the first class, we discussed about poetic devices. First 5 poetic devices I taught. So in the second class, we are going to discuss about the poetic devices. That means the remaining poetic devices. We have to start from the 6th poetic device. So hope you all remember the last class that I done. In the last class, we discussed about alliteration, assonance, consonants, repetition, and onomatopoeia. We have to have an idea about those because those are very important to us in order to study poems. Then only we can identify what are the poetic devices are used in the poem. So those likewise the questions will be arrived from the question paper. So we have to be very careful in poetic devices. So let's get started. We are going to discuss from the sixth poetic device that is called rhyme. I'm going to write the heading, the 6th poetic device from English literature, rhyme. What do you mean by rhyme? We all know what is rhyme because this is very much related to the poems. Most of the poem consists rhyme as poetic device. When we are reading poems, the ending part of some lines will be same. We will have noticed that in several poems. So first of all, I am going to write the definition. I think it won't be some difficult task to you to understand. I think it will be easy to understand. So straight I am going to write the definition. Okay, I have written the definition for rhyme of 6th poetic device that we are going to discuss. Words that have different beginning sounds but whose ending sound alike. Words that have different beginning sounds but whose ending sound alike. In some poems, we have noticed that in several lines, the ending part of the line will be same. We could hear that ending part of the words in a line will be same to hear. The sounds will be same. That's why this definition is trying to say words that have different beginning. The beginning words can be different, but the ending part of the lines should be same. But whose ending sound alike. Sound alike means the sound will be same. Going through the example. Consider about this time, line, mime. These sounds are very much similar. Time, line, mime. All are ending with the sound But note that the first beginning letter is different. That's why it says words that have different beginning sounds. Time, T, slime, S, mime, M. These are different. What is this? What are these? These are the beginning letters of these words. Consider these words as a line. These words are beginning with different letters. So, when we are going to discuss about the rhyme, we have to note about the ending letter. E. 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 Words that have different beginning sounds. T. It starts with T. Slime. Slime starts with S. Mine. Mine starts with M. So the beginning letters can be different, but the ending part of the words have to be same. Time, slime, mine. When we pronounce these words, it is almost similar. But when we are going to discuss about the rhyme, we have to only notice about the ending part of the word. Here not E is there. But whose ending sounds alike. Sound is almost similar and the ending letter have to be similar. E, but notice that T, S, M. The beginning letters are different one another. But the ending letters are each other same. Here E. These are same. So it is called as rhyme. Words that have different beginning sounds but whose ending sound alike. Sound is same. Time, slime, mine. Those three words are very much similar to here. And when we are going to notice that the first letters of those words, T, S, M, those first letters are very much different. But even though the sound is alike to those three words, the ending letters of those words are very much same because E is the only one ending letter of those three words. So it is called as rhyme. I move to the second poetic device. Contrast. What do you mean by contrast? I am going to write the definition first. Closely arranged things with different characteristics. There are some things in a same line. That's why it says closely arranged things. Those things are very much closer because those things are in the same line. Let's consider like that. With different characteristics. Even though those things are in the same line, close together, the different is, which is very important because even though the things in the line are very much closer and near by near, the meanings brought out by their words will be different one another. Let's take an example. Go through this example, you can identify contrast in this line. He was dark, sinister, and cruel. These two lines are all together, which means closely arranged. These two lines are closely arranged. He was dark, sinister, and cruel. She was radiant, pleasant, and kind. Here, this line discusses about a man, and the next line discusses about a female. You can identify that the usage of subject, he, she. But the man is described as dark, sinister, and cruel. The lady is described as radiant, pleasant, and kind. What can you understand from this? She has the qualities against this boy because he is dark, but she is not dark. She is radiant. She is shiny. He is sinister and cruel, but she is not like that. She is pleasant and kind. She doesn't have any cruel characteristics. Can you understand? He, she. So these characteristics, we call these as characteristics. These are the characteristics of two persons. But these are each other different. Because these are negative qualities, these are positive qualities. Negative qualities are represented to a boy. She is represented as the positive qualities. Positive qualities are belonging to a lady. So it is different. Closely arranged things with different characteristics. Dark. Dark is totally opposite to radiant because is dark and shining same? No. Dark is very much opposite to shining, which means radiant. Sinister, cruel, pleasant, kind. Match these two. Cruel, kind. Cruel is something negative quality. But kind is not like that. Kind is a positive quality. But the qualities described to two persons are very much different. He, she. He was dark, sinister, and cruel. She was radiant, pleasant, and kind. Can you understand? These two lines are closely arranged, but these two lines are possessing two different characteristics. Here, this line talks about a boy who has all the negative qualities. The next line, closely arranged to the previous line, the next line talks about a female who has the all positive qualities. So here the negative qualities are said. In the next line, the positive qualities are said. So these two qualities are different. It is called as contrast. Two things are closing together, and two things are talking about two different things, not the same thing. That is why we call it contrast. The eighth poetic device we are going to discuss is euphemism. Euphemism. Be careful with the spellings of those poetic devices. Often I tell. Euphemism. Euphemism mention an activity in another way indirectly which matches with the real activity. We are going to discuss about an activity, but we don't use the same name for that activity. We are going to tell that in another way, but it would be matching to the exact activity. When I am going to write an example, we can understand. This kind of a line has come in a poem. So let's consider like that. She is at rest. Someone can think that a lady is sleeping. No. The line indirectly tells that a lady has died. That's why we call euphemism. Instead of telling the lady has died, the person has told that she is at rest, which means it matches with the death of a person. Meaning, we can write here the meaning of the line. The meaning for this line is, she is dead. She is mention an activity in another way indirectly, we are telling that she is tied in indirect manner, she is at rest. But it matches with that. In sleeping also, we will be like that, we are dead. So, she is at rest, she is tied. It indirectly tells that she is tied. Mention an activity in another way, indirectly, which matches with the real activity. She is at rest. She is tied. Instead of telling she has died, the person, someone has told that she is at rest, which means she has died. It closely matches with the real activity. A lady has died. So we can tell another example also. My grandfather kicked the bucket. My grandfather kicked the bucket. Or else we can say, my grandfather is in heaven now, which means my grandfather has died. We are going to tell that activity with in another way, but it will be suitable for the real activity. My grandfather is in heaven now. But this statement talks about my grandfather has died. Like that, she is died. Instead of telling she is died, someone has told that she is at rest. It will be called as euphemism. When we are going to study about poem, we will try to identify those poetic devices. Then we can get some more ideas about those poetic devices. Don't worry about poetic devices now. Just understand. She is night. She has died. She is at rest. Mention an activity in another way, which means that we are going to tell the activity with the real name. Indirectly, which matches with the real activity. The real activity is that she is died. But we are going to tell the real activity in another way, like that she is at rest. She is at rest. Some people can think that she is sleeping. No, not like that. She has died. Our ninth poetic device is hyperbole. Hyperbole. Our ninth poetic device is that hyperbole, an enormous exaggeration used for effect. Some poets are trying to convert some feelings or some kind of ideas in an exaggerated way. That is called as hyperbole. The poet is going to tell a simple thing in an exaggerated way, which means an enormous way. It will create some kind of feeling inside readers. That's why they use the poetic device called hyperbole, an enormous exaggeration used for effect. They were trying to make some effect in the poem. That's why they used hyperbole. They are a simple thing, but the poets were there to exaggerate that thing in an enormous way. That is called as hyperbole. There can be poetic devices in short stories, dramas also. Don't think that poetic devices are used in poems only. There can be poetic devices, these kind of poetic devices in short story and dramas also. I think this line might have taken from a short story, because in poems this kind of lie can't be in their poems. Yesterday a snake came to my house and the whole village came to see the snake. Can you understand what the line says? Yesterday a snake came to my house and the whole village came to see the snake. Can whole village come to see a snake? No. Instead of telling that lots of people came to see the snake, the poet or writer has told that whole village came to see the snake. Most of the people have come to see the snake, but how this says, whole village came to see the snake. How to explain this? Hyperbole. An enormous exaggeration used for effect. Coming most of the people for see a snake is a simple thing. But the poet or writer has told that the whole village came to see the snake. It is a kind of the poetic device called hyperbole. Because when a snake comes to anyone's house, there will be some people to see the snake, and some people will come to see the snake and survive the people who's the snake come. But the whole village, no need to come the whole village to see the snake. This is kind of an exaggeration. Hyperbole. Yesterday a snake come to my house and the whole village came to see the snake. In order to see the snake, there can be some more people. Most of the people could come their house. But whole village is referring to the amount of the people. Most of the people has come to see the snake. So the poet or writer has told that whole village, because the amount of the people is bigger. Most of the people has come. So the whole village is an exaggeration, a kind of an exaggeration. Yesterday a snake came to my house and the whole village came to see the snake. Without one person missing, will the whole village come to see a snake? No. Some people will miss to see the snake. It is an impossible matter. The poet tries to say, or the writer tries to say that most of the people has come to see the snake. That's why he has mentioned that here whole village came to. So it refers to amount of the people. Who came to see snake? Lots of people had come to the house where the snake came. So lots of people. In order to say the lots of people, the poet or writer has said that whole village. It is kind of an exaggeration. So he exaggerates the simple thing. Lots of people to see the snake is a simple thing, but the poet or writer exaggerates that whole village came to see the snake. It is the hyperbole. I do my level best to explain these poetic devices. If you have any doubts, you can always ask questions in the comment section. I try to explain my level best. The 10 poetic devices. Metaphor or 10th poetic device. A direct comparison between two unlike things, stating that one is the other or does the action of the other. A direct comparison between two unlike things. A direct. In euphemism, we saw that indirect. Indirectly, we are going to say a real thing in the other way. In another way. Here, direct comparison. We are going to say a thing. We are going to compare a thing with the other thing directly. For an example, her face is moon. If we say like that, her face is like moon, it is called a simile. We will try to understand that later. But we are not going to say like her face is like moon. Her face is moon. We are directly comparing these two, moon and a girl's face. There are two things, a moon, girl's face. Directly we are comparing these two things. Her face is moon. There is no word like that. Like, if we tell like her face is like moon, it will be called as simile. When the word like is coming in a line, it will be called as simile. But here we are going to say her face is moon. Moon, face. These two things are compared in same way, which means directly they are compared. A direct comparison between two unlike things. Unlike things means moon, face. Moon and face is two different things, unlike things. Stating that one is the other, or that's the action of the other. Stating that one is the other. Face is the moon. Her face is the moon. Like that we are stating one to the other. We are directly comparing the unlike things, which means moon and face is two different things. Moon is not similar to the face, but we are telling that moon and face is similar, which means her face is moon. Stating that one is the other. One is the other means face is moon. Her face is moon. Like that we are going to say. Or does the action of the other. We can say the action of the thing also. But for example, this is the similar example that I told you earlier. My sister's face is a flower. Very same. My sister's face is a flower. Two unlike things. What those things? Face, flower. Face and flower are very much different. Face is not like flower. Flower is the other thing and face is the another thing. So we are going to stating that one is the other. One is the other. Face is flower. We are going to compare that directly. We can mention action also. The activity of a thing like that we can say. A direct comparison between two unlike things. These are different things. Unlike means two different things. We are going to compare two different things directly. My sister's face is a flower. If we say like that, my sister's face is like a flower, it will be called a simile. Because in the face flower மாதிரி அப்படின்னு சொல்றதுக்கும் and sister face flower சொல்றதுக்கும் நிறைய வித்தியாசம் இருக்குது. There are a lot of differences between say like that. My sister's face is a flower. My sister's face is like a flower. Here we are going to directly compare to metaphor. That is why called as metaphor. Direct comparison is called as, simply we can say direct comparison. If the word like comes here, it will be called as simile, which means it is not a direct comparison, it will be the indirect comparison. So here in metaphor we are studying my sister's face is a flower. Flower, face. These two things are not similar. These are two different things. But we are going to compare these two things all together directly. My sister's face is a flower. The 11th point device we are going to discuss is simile. Already got some kind of idea, I hope. My sister's face is a flower. In simile, we will call it as my sister's face is like a flower. என் தங்கச்சியோட முகம் வந்து பூவை மாதிரி, பூ இல்லை பூவை மாதிரி. அது சொல்றது வந்து மறைமுகமானது. இது வந்து நேராவே நாங்கள் சொல்றோம் direct comparison. அது மறைமுகம், indirect comparison. My sister's face is like a flower is the simile, one of the poetic device we called simile. Next, we are going to talk about that. Yeah, the word indirect has come. I already told. Indirect is related to two poetic devices. Simile, in the other one we discussed earlier is euphemism. Don't confuse about those poetic devices. Simile is different. Euphemism is different. In euphemism, the word like is not coming. The word like won't come in euphemism. Instead of telling a simple thing, instead of telling a real thing, we don't tell that thing by using that real name. We are going to say the thing in another way. That is called as euphemism. But in simile, the word like or as should come. Then only we can call the device as simile. An indirect comparison. In metaphor, we call that direct comparison. Metaphor, simply we can say metaphor is a direct comparison and simile is an indirect comparison. An indirect comparison of two unlike things. In simile also we are going to compare two unlike things, two different things, but here simile we are going to compare those two different things indirectly. In metaphor we compare those things directly. Indirect means we are going to set the word like or as in between those two different things. Example. An indirect comparison of two unlike things using like or as. You are going to use like or as. These two words have to come in simile. Then only we can call that device as simile. If the word like or as not come, it won't be called as simile. It will be called as metaphor, because metaphor is the direct comparison. We are going to state the one thing to other thing. My sister's face is flower, which means face is a different thing. Sister's face is a different thing. Two different things are compared in direct manner. But do you remember we didn't use a word like. We directly compare. But in simile we are going to use word like or as. Here I have taken two examples for understand. My sister's face is like a flower. I already mentioned that my sister's face is a flower. It will be called as metaphor because we didn't use a word like. Again and again I tell that metaphor is different, euphemism is different, simile is different. In euphemism, it is also an indirect comparison that something has happened, but instead of telling the real thing that happened, we are going to tell that in another way, but it will be same. It matches with the real incident. So that is called as euphemism. It is also indirect comparison. Indirectly we are going to tell. It is not a comparison. Indirectly we are tell that has happened in another way. But metaphor we told that direct comparison, which means a word like won't come in metaphor. Directly we are going to match two different things. I take the same example. My sister's face is flower. We didn't use like in metaphor. In simile only we use like, because always an indirect comparison will be related with the word like. So simile is an indirect comparison, so we use the word like in order to match two different things. But in metaphor we didn't use. So in simile we don't compare the two different things directly. It is all about indirect. In metaphor we directly compare two different things. So we don't use like, the word like in metaphor. Simile we will use like because it is indirect comparison. So when a thing is compared indirectly, the word like will be automatically come. So this is why I like to tell again. So thanks for watching. In future also I like to continue my classes. So I thought to share my knowledge with others also. Thank you.